my experience, I like a lot. Yoshi has a lot of big moves that Samus has a hard time dealing with.
That was kind of a classic MDVA matchup back in the day when we had Yobolite versus Mr. Sir. And what would always happen was Yobolite would lose to Mr. Sir and say, this matchup is impossible for Yoshi. And then Star King would say, actually it's free, and just like destroy Mr. Sir with Yoshi. But of course, I mean, Star King was like a top player, so not totally fair.
Yeah, no jump here.
Yeah, no jump, and that's pretty doomed Samus.
The aerial assault of up airs. What is Samus to do there against that?
The back air too. Pikachu's back air, it's just so much faster, and Pikachu's greater mobility makes it hard to dodge. It's like Pikachu, I feel like the Pikachu can ask a lot of questions to Samus, and Samus has answers to these questions, but the answers are just so much more difficult to do than it is to just ask a question. The question is just back air, right? Hey, back air, back air, back air, back air, back air. What do you think? Back air? And Samus has to do like a lot of complex stuff just to deal with, you know.
A lot of nice shield push-off dancing. Has a great drop zone back air.
Yeah, really good. Mr. Sir was telling me the other day how strong that drop zone back air is against Samus, and JPX seems to have that knowledge on deck.
Especially that low, I feel like Samus wants to wait a little more time to like throw out their up B, so it might just catch a lot of them off guard.
Well, Samus can't really react to it, right? It's just too fast.
Yeah. Now he finds an opening here, wisely just shielding, knowing Soto can't quite get in, and just dash chances away from that F air.
Yeah, and that up air on top platform where he ended up getting dared, JPX's spacing was actually really good. He positioned himself not quite over top platform, and Samus's punish game is very reliant on tech chases on platforms. So when he gets down aired all the way to the ground, it's impossible for Samus to follow up. Really smart play there from JPX. It seems like he really knows this matchup.
Yeah, it's adding up. These 3 stocks of 1 here. It's Samus isn't really one you know as a comeback character either.
It can be tough. She doesn't have a lot of ways to manufacture quick kills.
Yeah.
There's the tech chase combos.
Nice pickup there.
Yeah, that's the way to start it. It's tough to get Pikachu is the thing.
Yeah, very. I feel like you need to have a very good read on the recovery with down air, and even then, Pikachu doesn't really have to give you a lot of those looks either.
Yeah. The one advantage I think Samus has here is that Pikachu's options against heavy characters at low percents are kind of limited, but as I say that, JPX finds this huge down air into 20 up tilts, and that's just going to take it.
Soto knows.
I feel like Soto maybe could have DI'd that a little bit more. Potentially.
Yeah, might have noticed what was going on a little too late there.
Yeah, maybe when you get hit by that down air, you don't realize that it's going to go right into that up air chain, right? It could just be down air like nair or back air or something, right?
Yeah,
you don't need a DI.
Hit me away.
Yeah, it's like fine.
Then 100 up tilts later. And
even after the first up tilt, you don't necessarily assume that like, oh, he's going to do 4 or more.
Yeah. It's like one of those, it feels like a scrub option, but it still works at almost any level of play.
Yeah, it can be tough with DI. It's really easy, you know, sitting in the commentary area to say, oh, you should DI this, you should DI that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you're getting hit, you don't know if it's going to be a true combo. So you're trying to like think about, oh, I should up you out of this. I should jump out of this. I could shield, you know, whatever.
And that's not even getting into your, just like the timing.
Yeah.
Sometimes like an up tilt like that might eat your jump if you're a little late on it. In which case, you're in a much worse scenario.
Well, in the melee style, it's sort of like there can be this DI mix-up with the finishing move, too, because you don't want to DI away. And for new viewers, we're talking about what later games call SDI.
Yes.
You don't want to SDI away and then end up getting hit by a kill move, and suddenly that SDI ends up sending you further off stage. So there's a lot of mix-ups, and it can be difficult to do.
Speaking of Mr. Sir, he came in for a little bit of coaching.
How did he get the ledge? And speaking of DI, that was some great DI there from JPX. Well, he just rolls behind. That was
not a fully charged shot, so had enough room to get in there.
Yeah, that was a very Mr. Sir-esque grab. He's a big fan of the grabs in neutral as Samus to kind of punish people holding shield.
Yeah. I feel like it is reactable if you're used to seeing the Samus grab, but it's definitely surprised me a few times.
Yeah, the thing about it is that, you know, Shield's not at their strongest in 64, but against characters like Link and Samus that have these tether grabs,
yeah,
and even against a character like Fox whose punishes on grab are pretty weak, you could just hold Shield a lot. Like, what are they going to do? And the answer is, if you're Mr. Sir, just grab him.
Just grab.
JPX's spacing here has just been so good.
Yeah, he's just doing a great job just fading like back to a safe zone if he lifts or hits shield. A lot of Samus's, like, they wait for punishes off of, say, like a shield push off or just counter hits. But if you're fading back away, there's not a lot Samus can do there.
He's just not letting Samus set anything up. She wants to set up these positions and these danger zones that she can control. And JPX is just controlling, you know, the stage. And if Samus fights forward a bit, he just retreats a little bit and throws out an aerial. And it's like Samus can't walk into it, right? You see over and over, JPX tries to jump and get out of the corner, gets a top platform, and JPX just says, no, I'm going to up air you.
Yeah,
you go back in the corner, and Samus in the corner just has so few options.
Yeah, even right there, he's just so aware of like Samus's path to try to get out of that corner. So it just begs the question, like, you can't. It almost gets to the point where Samus can't even be in that position in the first place.
Yeah.
If she wants a chance here.
Yeah, and you can see the way JPX just occupies top platform. That was so good. He occupies top platform, forces Samus to commit to something, and then immediately punishes it, just denying Samus the zone.
Oh my god.
Soto trying to get to top platform, and he just can't. He can't get anywhere. Grabs the ledge, that'll do it.
Man.
And JPX looking so dominant that game.
I love his patience on that last stock because he let Soto double jump and then let him down B and then started to take. Yeah, like like a lot of, I guess, more inexperienced players in the matchup might jump into that down B because it's like, oh, they just burned their double jump, I'm getting in there. But he waited out the down B as well. And
no,
like,
JPX looked phenomenal that game. That looked like D1 caliber play. That's like how I would expect like someone in top 32 to play against Samus.
Yeah.
Like just the positional choking. Like the way he doesn't rush at someone and try and hit them. He just says, you're not going to get into this area.
Yeah.
You're stuck there. I know you're going to try and leave. You're going to try and leave the corner, and I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
And you're a giant character, and you're slow.
Yeah. the spacing was on point. Waiting for Samus to waste the resources is on point. And the edge guarding, too. Like, he didn't really drop anything, did he? Like, as
no,
far
the
as the
combos, too.
Like, yeah.
It was like his